Portland's Chamber of Commerce talking all things childcare at the latest Eggs and Issues networking event. This at a time when potential budget cuts are causing industry-wide concern. As written, the biennial budget suggests eliminating a COVID-era childcare stipend that boosted hourly wages from a little more than $15 to $16.40. Panelists worry cutting the supplement and lowering hourly wages would contribute to more staffing shortages, which they say would negatively impact other industries if parents can't get to work.
Employers have been incredibly generous with their employees to allow them as much flexibility as they can, but some jobs that just doesn't work. So if we don't have childcare, Mainers can't work.
If you need guidance on your own childcare needs, the panelists suggest calling Maine's resource line at 211. Now, Maine's legislature has until the end of June to vote on funding cuts in the governor's biennial budget.